Hey there, everyone. Welcome to another Sunday live batch cooking session with me. I just thought this would be a fun way to do office hours kind of a thing. And I'm still new at it. And for some reason today I got the jitters. So we're going to set this aside. And yeah, I want to know what your favorite vegetable is. You can put it in the comments if you would like. Let me go ahead and check some stuff. Oh. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out and letting me get set up. So today, what I was thinking, it's been super hot in some areas. Some areas have been really cold in the country. And it's a little toasty where I'm at. So I'm going to be making a couple salad dishes. And then I'm going to show you the ultimate way to cook hard-boiled eggs in an Instant Pot and sweet potatoes. So setting ourselves up for the week is a great way just to relieve some stress, relieve some decision fatigue. Things are already made. They're already delicious. So I'm going to give a chance to see if anybody joins us. And I'm going to start with parboiling some broccoli. Also got some jazz playing in the background. I also want to know, do you guys eat the broccoli stems or do you toss it? So this has been a family favorite. There's a few different ways to peel. The outer part can be really too hard. So I just sort of slice off the outer part, and I'm not going to steam this because the outer part is actually really, really tender. So we'll just sort of cube that up. Not sure how long it'll go today. I think today might be a little quicker. So maybe just a half an hour today. We'll see. I felt like playing some jazz in the back. I like Miles Davis. So I'm just chopping up the broccoli stem, scooch it into a bowl, add a little water to the bottom of my pot. For broccoli salads, I like you can do little florets. And then chop the other stems up. I am hoping to do this twice a month, or it would be great to do this weekly. And even if you're rewatching this, please add to the comments. What are your feelings about vegetables? When I was a kid, I was raised on frozen veggies, the mix with the carrots and the broccoli and the peas and those kinds of things. And they were boiled till mushy. And then we would add some margarine not even butter, and Lowry's. Anybody? Yeah. I think a lot of what, and for me, it was a transition to learn how to cook veggies to where they tasted differently. I was also very lucky to be exposed to gardening at a young age. My parents had a garden, and then later, as my grandparents got older, we stopped having our own garden and started just helping them. And I remember broccoli out of my grandpa's garden. He would just steam the whole head and maybe put just a tiny bit of butter and a little bit of salt. And it was so good. So lovely. So we're going to scoot our broccoli. Now for broccoli salad, I want this. You can do it raw. My digestion likes broccoli just tiny bit steamed. So we're going to get that going. And then Instant Pot. So this is a great way to make potato salad as well. We're not making potato salad, but I literally have raw eggs and sweet potatoes. These are little tiny guys. On a trivet with just a little bit of water. So, I don't know if you can see that. There's a trivet down there, just a little bit of water. And these straight into my Instant Pot and pressure cook for 5 minutes. If you use like baby potatoes or bigger potatoes, like kind of quartered or halved, depending on the size, go for 5 minutes, no natural release. And as soon as the 5 minutes is done, kick it off and then just let it cool. You will have the eggs done perfectly, the potatoes done perfectly, and the eggs are actually easy to peel. Like doing eggs this way in the Instant Pot, I've never had them be difficult to peel ever. New, like super fresh eggs, super old eggs, like all the things that people say. So handy tip, we're not going to be making egg and potato salad with these. I'm just going to have them for the ready for the week. And while that is going, I am going to make another salad. Sometimes I try to have stuff ready, and it's hard for me to get in front of the camera, just being honest. This is white miso paste. I'm going to make a jicama type salad, and we are going to add a little lemon juice. If you have fresh lemons, that's awesome too. So for these first couple lives I do, I'm going to explain stuff again. My goal is to just kind of demo easy, healthy cooking. And I want you guys to learn how to improvise, to play, to be creative, because that is where it's at. Right now, people are trying to save money. So if I give you an exact recipe and you're running out for each ingredient and trying to follow exactly, we don't need to do that. you've got what you need. I promise you to make something delicious. Just learning how to modify and learning how to cook without ingredients, learning how to adjust stuff for your own individual dietary requirements, your own taste buds, and still making things super delicious, I think is where it's at. And that's what I hope for all of you. So I just whisked some of the miso and the lemon juice together. And I'm going to add this for the broccoli salad. I might be skipping around. Since I'm kind of shy to get in front of the camera and it's a stretch for me. And I've had a little bit of a busy weekend. Sometimes I'm going to be more prepared than others, but that's reality. So these are dried tart cherry. So not using raisins, just going to use a little bit of dried tart cherry in my broccoli salad. And I'm going to give the broccoli a little fluff. My last one. And I think we're going to add a little bit of balsamic vinegar. Or not, I don't think. I think that would be yummy. And a little Dijon. Again, the hazards of traveling at altitude can sometimes spurt. Also, mostly what I'm going to make is more vegan dishes because it's always easy to make stuff not vegan. Mainly what I recommend for people is more veggies, less processed. And from there, if you can do that, then we can get into all sorts of other dietary comments and regulations and things like that. There's lots of different ideas about diets out there, and predominantly the thing that's most common is people need to eat more veggies in their life. So that's just parboiled just a little bit, just so it turns that little darker green. And I'm just going to drain off the water and let that cool. Balancing. And we're going to add some hemp seeds to the broccoli salad. I'm adding a good couple tablespoons. Hemp seeds are great protein. They're great protein and great omega-3s. You could also add some nuts or different things like that, but Yeah. So as soon as that broccoli cools a little bit, we'll go ahead and add that. And that is kind of all we need for the broccoli salad. I'm going to keep that a little simpler. Then I'm going to move on to another salad. It's going to be more simple. This is jicama, and it's a treat, especially when it's warm out. I just cut the peel off. It's kind of how I peel jicama. Sometimes jicama peels can be really tough. This one is not so much. Yes, I do shop Costco. Not often. Yeah, and Tennille is referring to the hemp seeds. Because I have a tiny kitchen. And that's the other thing about cooking. What I show you is if I can do it in my little kitchen, which is this big, you can see like the knife for reference. That's my counter space. You can probably do it in your kitchen too. And welcome, Tennille. It's lovely to see you. So, jicama is such a refreshing vegetable that's light on flavor and full of water content. I love to combine it with fruit. So we are going to make jicama, cucumber, blueberry, parsley salad. That's what we're going for. I hear my Instant Pot in the background. So there is that. It is amazing to me how in a tiny space and a one utensil drawer that I can use stuff. But I do. I'm looking for my peeler. And I'm dropping stuff. We are just going to peel this with a knife. Now, if you watched my other live from 2 weeks ago, I made a facial type cream scrub with cucumber peels. So sometimes they're a little tough to eat. Don't throw them away before after you cook. Even if you don't want to make that full facial, just take 5 minutes, lay down, put them on your face, play some music, and then toss them. And so often we don't take that time, right? So I just heard the Instant Pot beep. It's counting down 5 minutes for our hard-boiled eggs and sweet potato. Also, even if you're watching the replay and you want to see a recipe or a version of the recipe, pop that in the comments too. So I've got some parsley. It's not the best looking parsley. but it will do. I got a pretty large handful of it. I happen to be a big fan of parsley. You could also use cilantro. You could use basil. And we're going to scoop that into a bowl. And then I'm going to add some more lemon juice into that mix for the dressing. And again, I'm going to cover it. I don't measure when I cook, very rarely. And I'm sure that's going to be frustrating for some of you, but I encourage you to add a little taste. This is olive oil. Add a little taste, and you'll kind of calibrate what feels like the right amount for you. So some vitamins, here's what we got going on. Some vitamins are water soluble and some vitamins are fat soluble. So if you combine a little bit of fat when you're eating vegetables or fruit, your body will be able to absorb more of all of the goodness from the plants. Vitamins, polyphenols, other phytonutrients. And today I bought some organic blueberries from the grocery outlet because sometimes they are a better deal. And this will keep in the fridge for a few days. The lemon juice definitely helps keep it good. And I'm going to add, for fun, a little bit of chili pepper, chili powder pepper, and a little bit of cumin. So this salad will be almost a topper for meals later. I have some spinach or any kind of salad mix green, and I'll add a little bit of balsamic vinegar on that. The salad greens, mix it up in a bowl, and then top with this, and maybe throw some sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds on top of it. But look at that. It's delicious and quite refreshing. That's like pretty much done. And then we're going to add, our broccoli's still cooling, but we're going to add this. You could even add to the blueberry jicama mix, you could add a little bit of onion, either green onion or red onion, sweet onion, something like that. And here's our broccoli salad. So you could even have your bed of lettuce greens or spinach or something like that, and top half and half, and then a protein, either a fish or tofu or egg or something like that, and you would have yourself a lovely veggie bowl, and it is all ready to go. The Instant Pot is done, so I am going to, for hard-boiled eggs, not naturally release it. I used to get so nervous cooking with instant pots. Oh my gosh. But they're so fabulous. And that is pretty much going to be what I have planned for this session. It's maybe a little bit of a quicker live. But almost done. So please, thank you for all who joined and watched. And let me know for the future, what do you want to see? I also really love taking comfort food and favorites and figuring out a way to make them healthy, so you can still have your cake and eat it too. So you can see some of the eggs already crack, and that makes them so easy. And I don't know if you could see that in the camera, but you see the sweet potatoes, whoa, steaming up the glasses, are ready to go. And I'll just let those cool. And then I have some sweet potatoes that are already done and eggs that are already cooked for this week. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining. Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite vegetable? Stop by and say hi, even if you're watching the replay. What would you love to see on a live Sunday cooking? And thank you so much for joining me. I hope to do this every week. I might miss some weeks, but yeah, I hope to do this every Sunday at 2. Just a nice little hangout. And I think it's a great alternative instead of office hours. So thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again. Bye, everybody.